My name is Warren Sims, and today I'll be explaining how to operate a function generator and oscilloscope and how to properly take the FFT of both a square and triangle waveform. Now follow me please. Okay, we'll begin by turning on our FG100 DDS function generator. It's a little handy pocket function generator. We'll begin by adjusting our waveform to square, and today we'll just be working with a 200 Hertz square wave. Now we'll run it. As you can see, we're registering 3 volts peak to peak as we have set on our toggle switch on the side. Oh, excuse me. This is very sensitive instrumentation, so you have to be careful. Okay, I can show you briefly how to set these. If you ever wanted to change one of these preset measure settings, you go to your measure, it configures it. We can adjust whether we want it peak to peak, cycle RMS, min, max, rise time, fall time, position width, negative width, none, frequency, period, mean, and now back to our peak to peak. So that's just a little handy thing if you ever want to use some of your measure settings. Okay, now to take the FFT, we'll simply go to Math, Operation FFT set right here, and you'll have to adjust your seconds division to accommodate. Now, as you can tell, the breakdown of a square wave is actually composed of many sine waves. So at each odd multiple, you'll see a peak. Now, each of these peaks adds together with the original to make your complete waveform, in a sense. So now we'll back out of that, and I'll show you how to construct a triangular wave. Let's get this back to where it's... There we go. Now we're back to our nice squares. Okay, we'll hop back out of this. We'll stop our run. We'll go to mode, swap over to a triangle wave. We're still on 200 Hertz, and we'll run it. As you see, we have a triangle wave running right now. We'll go to measure, channel peak to peak, 3 volts, frequency of approximately 200 Hertz. It likes to bounce around a little bit. As before, we'll go to Math, FFT, adjust our seconds division, and as it renders, you'll see again various peaks appearing on the multiples. Now if we wanted to measure one of these peaks, we'll simply go to cursor and we'll scroll down and lay our cursor on each one of these. As you can see, we're measuring at what appears to be negative 4.17 decibels. Now, the thing is, when you take the FFT of a function, you're going from the time domain into the frequency domain. So these are the various amplitudes appearing at different frequencies, if that makes sense. And I'll go into this more in a future video. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea how to operate this equipment and run through it. Now for comparison, we'll do it on the larger function generator. I'll simply power this down, disconnect to the side, come up, connect to our new function generator, power our function generator on. I'll go back to channel 1 on the oscilloscope. Okay, as you can see, I've been working with this already. I have our frequency set to 200 Hertz, our voltage peak to peak set to 3, and a square wave input. Now we'll simply run it. As you can see, like before, we have a square wave running. Now, in this instance, the peak to peak value is registering at 6.28 volts. I'll discuss this in a later video. But as before, we'll go to Math, FFT, and as before, you can see the breakdown on the multiples. Let's see if we can get a better There's a little bit better of a picture of it. But as you can see, it occurs at the odd multiples. And that is the Fourier transform of a square wave. Basically, you take the odd multiples of sine waves, such as 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on, and you add those together to obtain the square wave itself. Any fundamental waveform can be broken down into sine waves through this process. Now, before I drag on for too long, we'll go back to our channel 1, zoom back out, and I'll show you all what happens when we throw a triangle wave in the mix. Okay, on this one, it is actually labeled a ramp wave, I believe. So, we have it running. The handy thing about this is once you can change it automatically even while it's still running, which makes things extremely handy. So, we've got our sine wave in review. We'll hop back over to math. We have our Fourier, FFT. We'll adjust our seconds division once more to get our breakdown. Takes it a second to render. Come on, there we go. As you can see, this breakdown occurs at multiples as well. Now, in my next video, I'll discuss exactly why all this occurs. I just wanted to give you a basis where you can operate this equipment and witness it firsthand. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.